Honestly, my heart would say yes. I fear that my body would be like, lady, what the hell are you doing? Stop it.
Stop it, no more.
I do a lot of symphony concerts. And
you do?
How
is that going for you?
It's good.
It's good. It's good money, right?
I do this right now. I'm doing this program a lot called Wicked Divas. And it's myself and another woman who's been in Wicked.
And her name is?
Her name is, it changes. But the latest is Miss Stephanie J. Block.
Oh.
And we just did a concert together in Salt Lake City, 3 concerts in Salt Lake City, and that's super fun.
I want to come to see that.
Okay,
I
we're
want
doing
to
the
go
Boston
to
Hops in June. Come on.
I'll come. Yeah.
Actually, not with Stephanie, but with Jennifer Laura Thompson. We're doing a Modesto in May. So there you go. I'll go see the statue that you decorated. Totally.
What about Wild? How did Wild Party come into your life? Now, Wild Party is a phenomenon in the musical theater world.
It's like a little subculture.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Culty, yeah.
You played who?
Queenie.
And tell us about Queenie.
Queenie was a blonde, and her age stood still. It is a musical by Andrew Lippa, based on a poem by Joseph Moncure March, and the poem it was written in the 20s, and it had a re-release with new illustrations by Art Spiegelman, who did the comic book Mouse, M-A-U-S. I don't know if anybody's familiar. It's this amazing. It's like a mouse that's in Nazi Germany. It's dark and amazing. Anyway, they did this this re-release of the poem with all these illustrations by him, and I think because suddenly it was at the front of the Barnes and Nobles, 2 people essentially at the same time got the idea to write a musical based on this poem, and because the poem was written in 1920 something, it was public domain. So no one could buy the rights. So suddenly there were 2 musicals racing to the altar. Both Jennifer Cody was also in the Wild Party. That's where we met, and that's where I first started seeing the kick. And she introduced me to a thing called the Nakedy Dance.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yes, you all should see it, but you won't.
What was it like having 2 productions of Wild Party going on at the same time?
It was odd. It was odd. I think the other theater. So ours were. Myself and Brian Darcy James, Idina Menzel, and Taye Diggs, and the other one was Toni Collette, Mandy Patinkin, Eartha Kitt.
Yes.
And so it was
Sharks and the Jets.
And each show began lyrically exactly the same because they quoted right from the poem, but then and the poem's short, so then they both veered out wildly in what they decided to kind of focus on. But it was very strange, and I believe one night flowers went to the other theater that were meant for someone in our cast, and I remember one night one of our spot op guys came down after Act 1, and a woman walked up to him and said, "When will Eartha Kitt be getting on stage?" And he was like, "You're going to have a while to wait with that one, because she's not in our show."
This one.
And there was a rumor at one point that we were going to move, it's a ridiculous rumor, that we were going to move across the street from the other one, and there were going to be dueling Wild Parties on 40 whatever street, and we were saying, but it was at 25 past, you would be seeing people, like women coming out of ours being like, "I'm looking for Mandy Patinkin, he's not in this one," and then all these other women would be like, "I don't know where Taye Diggs is, but he is not in that." Because our theater was very, very tiny. It was like this giant party, because it was, I don't know, 19 people or something squashed onto this stage just singing and dancing their asses off. And it was the audience was very, very close. And I remember one night, Taye and I were doing this scene, we're falling in love, and he smells real good, P.S. But, just FYI. But I could see this motion out of the corner of my eye, and I didn't know what it was, and finally I turned, and it was these 2 women who were just hitting each other because he was so close to them. That I wanted to be like, "Ma'am, we can see." But anyway, so
will you honor us with a little bit of?
I will.